Hello guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Flash and this is Beauty Secrets. Now today I want us to talk about how do you become self-confident. Self-confidence is the belief in yourself that you can achieve anything no matter the odds. And most of the time it seems like something that is so difficult for us to achieve. However, what you may not know is you can actually train yourself to become more self-confident. So you may ask yourself, how do I do this? Let's get into it. So the first tip is repetition, repetition, repetition. I cannot say that enough. I started off my YouTube channel, very shy girl. I could not even bring myself to pronounce words very well. I was speaking in a very low tone. I hated the content that I was putting out. I hated the video quality. I even hated the sound of my voice. And it would have been very easy for me to just tell myself that I'm not going to do this anymore because even I didn't feel good about it. So just imagine, what would people who were viewing, like, what were they thinking about it? But I made the decision that even when I hated the content that I was putting out, I wanted to keep on trying it because I knew more times I keep on creating content, the more I speak in front of the camera and the more I edit my videos is how I'm going to learn how to communicate well, how to pick topics that I really believe in, and also how to edit my videos very well to a format that would be very satisfactory for me. Now, 1 year later, I am able to say that I've gotten so much better. And because I'm now more comfortable hearing myself and speaking in front of the camera, I actually went into my professional work evaluation and I spoke to the people at my job to actually give me more speaking opportunities because I've reached a level where I feel so comfortable with myself. Now I would like to take on moderating gigs. Now, I know that it is very hard for you to be confident at something that you're new at. So what you can do is get more familiar with it. The more you practice it, the more you get familiar with it, you understand all the aspects of it and it gets very easier. Now, beyond repetition, one thing you need to have is persistence, because you might come, with your morale and you want to put out a lot of stuff, you want to put yourself out there. But because there's so many people giving you all this negative feedback, it might make you feel like you want to quit. And very, very often, we give in to what people are saying about us or what people are saying about the work that we are putting out, that it often makes us, to lose sight of that goal. Even when I know how, devastating and demotivating those comments might be for you, I want to encourage you to keep your eye on that goal. Keep your eye on what you want. What is the end result of the persistence? What are you repeating and what is your end goal? When you keep yourself focused onto what you want to do, it does not matter what people are saying about you. You focus on what you want to do, you'll be able to develop your skills, and eventually when you become a professional at what you're doing, people will be thanking you and praising you at what you're doing, forgetting all the hard work you had to put in before and all the times they did not believe in you before. Now, the other thing is self-talk. We all have that voice that speaks to us, in our heads. It tells us, things about ourselves that we may not want to listen to. For instance, when I was in high school, I really hated talking. I hated speaking in class. I was very shy, so I always felt like I never wanted to speak in front of people. And I wanted to almost be invisible. Now, every time the teacher would scan the room and want to pick someone to speak, I was in my head saying, like, please don't pick me, please don't pick me, like, please don't pick me. Because I did not feel comfortable speaking. I didn't even feel like I had something to say to people at that time. And I always had this worry that probably I would say the wrong thing, I would say the wrong answer, and I'm going to feel embarrassed. Now, this even went on into the first years of my professional career, because now I was a PR. Part of my job requisition or part of my job description was for me to interact with people, host events, and network. And I just felt so uncomfortable having to speak to people. I always wondered to myself, why would someone send me to one event? I can't even express myself to people that well. Now that I think about it, already there was a lot of self-talk, around me. Let's say people were commenting about what I was doing, and probably they were not the very best things they would say to me or about me. And I was also adding on to that negativity in my head, telling myself, I am not good enough. I am not good at this. I don't even know how to speak to people properly. I'm not even comfortable in my own skin. Now, imagine what that even did to my self-esteem. It made it worse. To understand that our thoughts actually influence our actions. What you tell yourself is going to manifest itself into how you behave and how you react in situations. So there's small moments where you need to affirm yourself and remind yourself of who you are. Let's say in the morning when you're actually taking a shower, or listening to music as you dress up, as you brush your teeth. There are things you need to tell yourself. Like, for instance, Muhammad Ali always told himself that he was the greatest of all time, and he believed in that. Right now, what do we have to say about him? He's actually the greatest of all time. So you need to tell yourself such things. It doesn't matter if the outside world does not believe in, does not believe the same things you believe. Once you believe in yourself, that is all that matters. It's going to carry you through the times when people will say the worst things about you that you cannot even imagine. There's a difference between affirming yourself and being arrogant or even being, just egocentric. You have to understand the difference. Telling yourself that you're the greatest doesn't mean that, you have a very big ego. You're just reminding yourself of who you are, what's at the core of your soul and what do you really, really want to go after in life. Now, because there are those moments when you really don't feel good about yourself, when the world is beating you up and saying so many things about you, the things you affirm yourself on a daily basis, they'll be there for you in that moment and they will remind you. That is why it's always good. If you want to have a more concrete proof of, what you want to tell yourself, write a letter to yourself. That will always remind you of who you are. Also, you can just write a quick post-it note, put it on your mirror, and in the morning as you look at yourself before you head out of the door, you'll be reminded of who you are. And it will keep you going through the day. Say, I'm the best, or even I'm the greatest of all time. You will walk out of the door feeling like, you're the greatest thing that ever happened to human nature. While you're at it, while you're building your own self-confidence, it is also very good to uplift others and also be able to lift them up and also build their own self-confidence. Now, we can do this, with our children, with our colleagues, with our spouses, with our friends. It is very, very key because what you put out there is a very good example of what you actually have inside of you. Now, how do you do this? Instead of focusing on all the negative things people are doing, focus on the good they're doing. Praise someone today for the good thing that they did. I know your child can be very, very, very messy. He leaves his toys around, but instead of telling him you are so messy, I cannot deal with this, catch him in the times when he's actually doing good. Let's say he picked up his toys and he decided to clean up. You just tell him, you know what, you did a very good job today. I am so proud of you. It is very likely that tomorrow they will want to do the same thing just to see your admiration once again. So exercise this with different people, and trust me, it is also going to come back to you because you'll be more compassionate with yourself and you'll also lift yourself up in different moments. Now, the last thing I can say is self-confident people, they take feedback very differently. Where someone would take a no and they feel like it's the worst thing in the world, the self-confident person will actually take that to motivate them to even go further. I can give you an example. When I was starting out on YouTube, I would literally have one view for a couple of weeks, just one view. And, I could have taken that, as a bad thing, that probably people did not like my content, or that I was actually doing very poorly, at this YouTube thing. What I actually did instead is I took that as, people have not yet discovered me. My audience has not yet discovered me. So what I need to do is I need to create more content. That way, when that time comes and they start looking out for me and they start seeing my content, they're going to have a ton of content to look out for. So, there are just two ways of always reacting, and you can always choose to have, a positive narrative towards whatever is thrown at you. It will help you a lot, in improve. As I wrap up this video, I just want to remind you that no one is going to believe in you unless you do. So in everything that you do, please be your biggest motivator, be your biggest cheerleader, be your biggest supporter. It will carry you a long way and lift you through situations when no one is actually rooting for you. Now, I hope this video was of value to you. If you have found value in this video, make sure you share it with your friends, your family, anyone who you would actually want to benefit from this content. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell because I do not want you to miss any video. We have a lot of informative content coming up just to uplift you and make sure you are the best and more wholesome you. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, bye.